Buckle up for another episode of Ghostfacers, a supernatural rewatch podcast. My name is Richard, and sitting shotgun as always is my brother in podcasting, Reed.
You're such a huge fan of mine.
Oh,
a huge fan.
No.
That's why I'm here. The Leshy here. I got the vibe of who you love the most.
No.
You've never loved anybody more than me. I'm here because you love me the most. People say it all the time.
Hey, look, absolutely. I love you so much. Let me just go grab my son, Sam and Dean, and we'll come back, get some autographs signed.
That'd be great. Love to do it.
All right. I'm so glad we're here on January 6th. Let's get into it.
Ghostfacers! We face a ghost, when others were not, we're ghosts! Ghostfacers! Stay in the kitchen when the kitchen gets hot! Ghostfacers! We face a nightmare, we face a dread! Ghostfacers! We face a faceless, we face a dead!
Welcome to Ghostfacers. Today we're discussing Season 5, Episode 5, Fallen Idols.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. My idols have fallen in the kick.
Why? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why that's getting you the way it is.
I don't know. I'm in a weird mood today.
Are we ever at this point? Are we ever not?
Somebody said something on the Discord the other day. They were saying like I like the energy, and you were like, good, because that's all we seem to be having.
It's true. We've had like pretty much continuous chaos energy for the last several weeks.
I'm in a really weird mood right now. It didn't hit me until just now.
Is it because I was pitching the week to
Muppets
Lord of the Rings?
I mean, look, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I would like to do that. I got to stop thinking of lines because we need to do this podcast. Speaking of lines, I need to read it. We have a review.
Ooh,
that's right. From Always in Pink via Apple Podcasts USA. They subject.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-oh.
Come on, man.
The subject for this review is Best Supernatural Podcast Out There.
Yeah. Take that.
Others.
The other bigger one.
Yeah. You're not listening, but you know.
Oh, what if they are listening?
Oh.
Take that.
Yeah, bitch.
Wow. Jerk.
Oh,
the episode's
bye.
done. Oh, shit.
They go on to say, I love a good podcast about a once-in-a-lifetime show. I sampled quite a few, and you have just the right mix of appreciation, affectionate poking, and fun facts. You guys also just sound like great friends. I'm glad we sound that way. Because it's
exceptional actors.
And I enjoy getting to hang with you once a week. Keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
That's very sweet. Undeserving, but sweet.
Man, you just gotta, you
No.
have worth, man.
No, I'm worthless.
It's fine.
No, it's not fun. No.
The Riddler. Oh, man. The Batman might be my favorite comedy so far this year.
No.
Now we're doing Muppets the Batman.
Animal.
Oh, it's Animal?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I would have thought Fozzie.
Oh.
No, this isn't how I thought it was going. No.
I mean, it would be Fozzie. Yeah, that's true. Though a Fozzie the Joker.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah. But
Damn it.
No. I
Stupid.
It's all right. I'll cut it out of the episode.
Oh, thank you.
Speaking of this episode, it aired October 8th, 2009, written by Julie Sieg, directed by James L. Conway.
Ooh.
That's right.
Very
Viewed
nice.
by an estimated 2.47 million viewers. I think
I was wondering if it would have bumped up because of the celebrity guest spot.
Yeah. No.
But no.
Maybe because of who that celebrity is.
I know, but I would have thought it would have been I don't know, even as a curiosity, it might have done it, but no, it actually...
No. And I kind of think that this might be the, turning point for the show, where this is sort of where we're going to start staying.
They've solidified the core group.
Yeah,
and we're kind of losing the casuals.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at. But maybe the promo will say otherwise.
I mean, I doubt it.
It doesn't usually.
No, yeah. If it says anything at all.
That's true. Well, let's find out what it's trying to say.
All right.
Looks a little strange on the surface.
Oh, what the fuck? They almost had it.
I know.
James
I
Dean
know.
Lincoln. Is that Gandhi? And then you see Paris Hilton. But in the background, it's like,
Yeah.
like it's the fucking Deftones playing in the background.
I'm surprised we don't hear like
Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah.
But like, if they just like lean a bit harder, right? They already like did the thing. We get a Dean quip. We see Paris Hilton. Like, just play it like it's a funny. Play it like Mystery Spot. Like, play it funny. You know?
They can't.
Ugh.
I know.
Fuck you, CW marketing.
I know. From 10 years ago.
Yeah. You know who you are.
12 years ago. Well, we got to go to international titles.
Wow, even you aren't excited about your segment anymore.
No, it's good.
We've got to go to international titles.
Hey, we got to go.
Well, I mean, that was better.
Like, you got to. Oh my God, you got to go.
Yeah, that's not how you said it.
International titles. Whoa. We're starting with the Hungarian title,
Sure.
which is Toppled Idols.
Toppled idols.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, sure. Although that kind of that implies something different. I
Yeah,
think.
like we are taking them down.
Yeah.
We're taking them down.
A fallen idol is like you're like, "Oh shit, I didn't want that." But now but a toppled one is like, yeah, fuck them.
Yes.
It's like a rejection.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The German title.
Oh, never go to a museum after hours.
It's actually a bit more.
Only visit during the posted operating hours of some museum.
You wouldn't like what you see.
Yeah. Wax museums are a children's diversion.
Yeah.
It's not true culture.
If you want to make someone to stand still forever, there's much better ways to do that.
No. What is it? What's the German title?
The False Gods.
Jesus, come on, Germany. Good Lord.
I
mean, pretty good title for the episode, but also, like, holy shit.
There's only one true God.
Yeah. And I don't think he dresses like that.
Some might say he looks very specific.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. And the last one is the Italian.
Oh, okay.
I will say there's an ellipsis in this.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to say it's from James Dean with love.
The James Bond mashup
Yeah.
from James Dean with love.
Yeah.
No, it's I love that they put an ellipses. It's the fall of the famous.
Oh. Ooh.
I know.
Yeah, I could watch I could watch that. I could watch like an Italian like novella.
La caduta de famosi.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Wow, Italy not usually coming in.
I know.
That's
I was
strong.
surprised. The ellipses, I'm just like, dang.
Yeah.
You're really trying to like add some spice to this.
Yeah.
Meat sauce.
Hey, Barco Jurassico.
You've been obsessed with that since you made it up. There's nobody who loves your jokes more than you.
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
All right, some featured music from this episode.
Wow. Really forcing it.
Hey, dudes and dudettes.
Scrumpadooches.
So the other day, we had to record a radio ad for one of our clients.
Yeah, we did.
And I had to do it solo, and I, for whatever reason, I decided to do it in the most like 90s like VJ voice
it
ever.
It really sounded like you were hosting like kids television.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, hey, sign up soon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was for
It's gonna be an awesome time.
It was for a race.
Yeah. Coming up next, Transformers at 3:30.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
that was the voice you did.
Yes.
It was very funny to me.
It's a very fun voice to do. It's something that comes very natural to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So some featured music.
Whoa!
We've got 16 by Lucero.
Okay.
And
Sure.
I wasn't looking for a reaction, but
Well, you paused, man.
well, I don't know, but you gave me a look like you were gonna say something.
Oh, I'm always ready.
Oh. Willing and waiting.
Yeah.
And we've got Superstition by Jeff Beck.
Sure. I didn't clock music in this episode.
Really? Because the way that they do the song at the end is good.
Didn't clock it at all.
Oh. When I say it, maybe you'll remember.
Oh.
It's okay.
I was too distracted by how hot Lincoln was.
I want a hot Lincoln log on my chest.
7 minutes ago, I ate a bunch of beans. They gotta drop a Lincoln log.
Yeah. Where did you go? Your D's gone. Gone D.
Wow.
Ha!
Real stretch.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he said. I don't know why he says he's a fruitarian when he's going after this aubergine.
Wow. Yeah, well, let's leave the fruitarian thing until we get there.
Okay, all right, okay.
It's another, like, supernatural barely skirting problematic joke.
Yeah. I chose to not take it that way, but it...
I mean, there's a moment, and then you can tell that someone was like, we're going to cut that line.
Yeah. It's not worth it. TV Guide describes this episode as citizens of a small town are being killed by dead icons, such as Abraham Lincoln, and by infamous objects like James Dean's car. We need to talk about that.
Sure. Yeah.
Later, two teens claim a friend was kidnapped by Paris Hilton, appearing as herself. What a weird TV.
That's what the teens claim. The teens claim Paris Hilton, appearing as herself, took our friend.
Yeah. I do like that they have to like very specifically say that. Weird that you didn't say that around Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Or the car.
And introducing Abraham Lincoln.
Appearing as himself.
Yeah, as himself.
Abraham Lincoln's actually playing Paris Hilton in this. Is weird.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. He figured he's doing a reverse Daniel Day-Lewis, I guess. It's Abraham Lincoln playing a real person.
I would watch Daniel Day-Lewis play Paris Hilton.
I mean, I bet he'd be incredible at it. He'd like live his sweet life forever.
I don't actually remember what the name of her show was.
The Simple Life.
Simple Life.
Yeah, that's what it was.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Joke from a different podcast.
I've never done that before. Well, I'd love to talk about today's episode, but I'm not allowed to because we have to open up Dad's journal and learn about some of the real.
Yeah, we've got to get to the good part of the show, baby.
Can we skip to the good part?
Yeah. Let's see what the lore says about Leshy.
Oh. Okay.
Well, let's see. So, a Leshy is a Slavic forest deity. It's capable of changing forms. It seems to be pretty, like, generically Slavic. There's like a variety.
What does that mean?
Well, there's like a variety of different names and aliases in different languages and cultures, and that it's not like
it's not a diss on somebody who's Slavic.
Yeah,
you're generically
Leshy.
Oh, whoa.
Although, yeah, if you put that stank on it, it sounds kind of racist, doesn't it?
I went to a Leshy bar the other day.
Jesus, there's not necessarily like a ton of specificity about Leshy, but it's understood to be either like a kind of guardian of forests or also like possibly conflated with like minor hunting deities.
Sure.
So there's a more prominent forest god known as Sviabitor. Who's said to be the lord of Leshies, which implies that a Leshy is like more of a class of being as opposed to the name of a specific deity. Leshy is described as being like masculine and humanoid in its natural form, but it can assume any likeness and alter its size and height at will.
Gee, sounds like Morshi.
Morshi is Leshy. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, a leshy can be identified in its natural form for having no eyebrows, missing its right ear, as well as having a pointed skull.
Whoa.
Like cone heads.
I was like,
Fozzie?
I was like, what's the cone head noise?
I actually don't remember.
I think it's like, like it's something like that.
It's said that the leshy can be as tall as trees.
That's what it was.
Yeah, there you go. Leshy can be as tall as trees when in the forest, but upon leaving, they shrink to the size of grass. So it's very like tied to the forest.
Nice.
Leshy can also mimic voices and sounds, kind of like a Wendigo.
Wendigo.
It would sometimes lead travelers astray or take children, although on some accounts it would only take children if they were like cursed by their families. You know, like how like fairies would like adopt kids and take them into the woods kind of thing.
This one's unwanted.
Yeah, sort of thing. Many accounts of Leshy describe them as akin to tricksters who enjoy deceiving people and leading them astray, although they have like a very like violent streak. Like if they're crossed, then they get like particularly...
Trickster comes up in this episode. They talk about maybe it's a trickster
That's
thing.
true, yeah. So sometimes they would deceive them, possibly in service of eating them, or in some cases they would lure women away and marry them. Which is like an odd...
I'm going to make you an honest woman.
Yeah. Danny DeVito's penguin.
I'm going to make you an honest woman.
There's the pussy I've been looking for.
Oh, no. You got to stop saying that out of context.
That's when I go to the animal shelter. So the Leshy has appeared in a variety of fantasy-inspired pop culture, including, obviously, Supernatural, Grimm, The Witcher, but it also appears in Russian literature. It's in the Pushkin poem Ruslan and Ludmilla.
There was a little cat and like bounces around.
No, Alexander Pushkin, the Russian poet.
He didn't even know it.
I mean, he did.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was his like job, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's
It's Leshki?
that's Leshy.
Leshy?
Jesus. Yeah, Leshki. Isn't she one of the hosts on Top Chef? Padma Leshki.
Wow. What a pull. You been watching Top Chef?
No,
It's just a weird...
I just always have Padma Lakshmi in my
I mean, I
head,
look, I
just in
get it.
case.
I get it. Stunning.
Yeah, listen, I'm not dead yet.
That's a line that I say a lot, which is like, hey, I'm not dead.
Wow.
I'm hoping someone will fix it, but they never do. Well, let's get into this episode.
Awkward pause. Leave that in.
Yeah, I typically do. Let's start this episode. What is going on? I think my brain broke like a few months ago.
I'm feeling great. I got a pedicure yesterday.
That poor pedicurist.
She was fairly compensated for her time and trouble.
Yeah, was it weird that she started bringing out like actual like buffers?
Yeah,
and, like...
I mean, it was weird that she was crying the whole time,
Yeah.
but otherwise, yes.
I know.
I heard she developed carpal tunnel.
I know how bad your feet were. Is it like? Is it like?
Do you want to?
I
see my
kind of
feet?
want to see.
Are we gonna? This is the Ghostfacer's Wiki Feet segment.
Yeah, Ghostfacers After Dark.
You thought we didn't have enough segments, baby?
I just need to know because I've seen your feet in the summer. And, okay, love the nail polish.
Look how nice my
Oh my god,
feet look.
you literally does not look like your feet. It looks like it's like holy shit.
Yeah, well, I killed someone and attached their feet.
It's kind of, especially because there's nail polish on it. It definitely.
Yeah, I got blue nail polish, which was fun.
Did you ask special for it, or did they ask you?
We let my daughter pick because we went like as a family. We were gonna do it for her birthday because she wanted to do that, but that
Really?
was when my wife got like COVID and stuff, so we had to reschedule.
Sure, yeah.
But
It's insane. Your feet were so bad. This is crazy.
I know. Now you want to fuck them.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. Who out there would sign up for a Ghostfacers Wiki Feet?
Look, ask and you shall receive.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't throw that out there.
Speaking of now, then we'll start with then.
Sure.
Largely, all the thens this season have been just like, did you remember that the gates are open, right? The
Right.
gates at this Lucifer's cage, it's open. Like that's so we're getting a lot of the opening the gate.
Remember
We're getting the cover band Sam's Addiction, and we're getting Sam and Dean.
Blood Addiction.
Yeah.
Grave Navarro.
Yeah.
Tattoo artist, your challenge this week.
It's Grave Navarro. Wow. I love that you pulled that one
I mean, if
show
anything,
out.
that's probably what more people know Dave Navarro from now.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
It's being like a random reality show host.
Carmen, where are you? It's a good name for a vampire voice.
Yeah, that's true.
Carmen. And we get Sam and Dean finding out that they're both the vessels for Michael and Lucifer.
That's right.
We're heading into the now. What a banger of an opener. We have where the show opens in Cal Hopkins' garage, where Cal has brought his friend Jim Grossman to show him something.
Yeah, these are some real fucking like
Milk toast fucking
sitcom style. They're like, don't tell the missus, but come to the garage where the cool things. I gotta live out here. The old ball and chain don't let me have fun in the house. So
Let's get
garage is my domain.
Yeah, it's where we've got more power.
Bam, 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 bam. There's like a real vibe of that.
Yes, 100%. So Cal pulls off a tarp and reveals a vintage silver convertible Porsche.
Yeah.
And Jim seems surprised and excited to be near.
He goes, "You found it? You found it?"
Oh my
He goes,
God.
"Yeah." And he goes, "You sure?" And he's like, "The numbers match."
How much did it cost? A lot. Yeah, but how much did it cost?
A lot.
A lot.
Let's just say the missus can't find out.
Yeah.
Again, it's
No, it's the vibe. It's the vibe.
Such like a. It's very funny.
Jim goes inside the house to get a video camera before they turn it on for the first time, and leaves Cal sitting in the car. Cal then notices a temperature drop, and the car radio starts up on its own.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy. It's good.
Outside the garage, Jim now has his camera and hears the car start up and then a crashing noise. He heads in to investigate. With the camera recording, he calls out for Cal, and as he nears, sees Cal's head embedded halfway into the windshield.
Ooh.
As if he had been in a head-on crash. Blood drips over the Porsche emblem that's been underscored by the words, "Little Bastard."
Very famous.
Crazy. What a great intro.
Oh, yeah.
What a great cold open.
It really is. I mean, and actually, I was saying to you, this is the first time my wife sat and watched a whole episode.
Yeah, very big. This is big.
I'm reeling her in.
Yeah.
But that shot with the face like on and around
yeah.
the glass,
It's
she was
visceral.
like, that happened, and she turned to me and went, "That was messed up." Yeah.
Welcome to Supernatural, baby.
Yeah, strap in. With max power, you got to strap in and feel the G.
Let's get into it. The character who finds James Dean's car, Little Bastard, is called Cal James. Dean played Cal in East of Eden in 1955.
Oh, yeah, right.
So, which is cool. Yeah. Sam and Dean are now driving through the night. Dean tells Sam about Cal Hopkins' death. Sam wants to move on to a bigger issue, like how Michael and Lucifer want them to be their vessels. Dean insists on working the case, though, and makes it clear that it's not debatable.
This is a thing that we come back to a lot, actually, on Supernatural. It happens often where it's like, there's a big thing that needs doing. At a certain point, they kind of hit like a wall with it. And then, and one of them is like, well, we just got to do something. And the other one goes, we got to do the thing. It's such like a standard Supernatural thing. Like, shouldn't we be doing this? And the other one goes like, well, we're not getting anywhere with that.
This is a Monster of the Week episode. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you not get the sides? You know? It would be funny to look at the camera and be like, it's a Monster of the Week episode.
Yeah. I mean, that would not be weird for this episode.
No, it wouldn't be weird for this show.
He tells Sam that this is their first case back together, and they just need to adjust before they take the training wheels off as a team.
Yeah, and then Sam's like, "You think I need training wheels?" And Dean's like, we're working together.
Yeah.
We need to do this. I want this to be a fresh start.
That's right.
You know. And then Sam's like, all right. Sam comes in. Sam is like a real me in this situation.
Yeah.
Comes in super hot and defensive. And goes, all right, okay.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that does actually make sense. All right. It didn't fly off the handle for no reason. Damn it, I'm the Sam. Ugh.
I told you. So, now morning in Canton, Ohio, Sam and Dean are at the police station to talk to Sheriff Rick Carnegie. The sheriff tells Sam and Dean that they've already booked Jim Grossman for the murders. They've already got their guy. He shows them the video taken of from Jim's camera, which the sheriff considers proof of Jim's guilt. Even though it's like he was in another room, came in, and the guy was dead. I mean, I don't know if that's proof. It's just proof that that he was dead.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's true. Like this. Canton, Ohio is not that small of a town.
No.
They're treating it like this is like, we ain't never seen a murder before.
No, it's a major town. It's like
the sheriff's like, I don't know. I had to go to the textbook to see what I was supposed to do. We even bag evidence when it's a body? I don't know.
Yeah, so funny. Though Dean does...
Whoever's playing this sheriff is also like one of those character actors that you see in a lot of like, they're in like one episode of every show you've ever watched.
Yeah,
or
totally. Oh, totally.
He's definitely one of those. I was like, oh, it's this guy. Like, I know this guy.
Yeah, he's great. Dean points out that it's not feasible that Jim, who was best friends with Cal, could have done it, considering the rate of speed required for Cal to have died the way that he did. Dean and Sam insist on speaking to Jim. Jim tells them that Cal had just purchased James Dean's car, Little Bastard, and recalls to them what had happened in the garage. Dean's surprised and ecstatic about the car and insists on checking it out.
Right.
Which Sam's just like, what? Like, I love Dean immediately is just like, Little Bastard? Like, what?
Yeah. Dean like perks up. There's a real... Dean gets to be a little bit of like a gearhead, at least for a portion of this episode.
Yeah, it's not something that comes up very, very often.
But it's the thing that we've talked about a bit, which is like, even though it's like, technically it's like, car, James Dean, cool.
Yeah.
It's Dean doing the like, this
Dorky
might as well
fanboy.
be like, you have a copy of the Star Wars Holiday Special? Like, Dean is like that kind of...
He's fanboying.
Yeah, level of kind of geeking out about this thing.
I love it.
It's just incidental that it happens to be like, quote unquote, cool as opposed to like... Lord of the Rings or something.
But that's the whole thing with like sports stuff and things like these. Like that
it's all geeky.
It's all dorky.
Everything.
Knowing like statistics is very dorky, even if it's about sports.
It's cooler to know kryptonite than it is to know someone's RBI.
Yes. Yes. At the Canton impound garage, Dean looks at the silver car in amazement. Sam doesn't understand what's so special about it. Dean explains that the car used to be owned by James Dean, who died in a fatal car crash, and that everyone who has known it or owned it since its death has died unnaturally.
Mm-hmm.
The car vanished off the back of a truck in the 70s. There is only one way to prove that the car was really James Dean's, and that is to check the engine number, which is under the car. They prop the car up, and Dean hesitantly gets under it. Oh my God! To get the number, telling Sam to not even touch or look at it, lest you make it mad. Just very
well. Yeah. It is funny to see Dean like
nervous.
Less than confident. Like the last time we had to have like a plot point for it, which was the buru, right?
Yeah.
Like the fear ghost. But then it's funny in this episode to be like, no, like this is like a legit. Like, everybody knows this car is haunted. A guy just got his face slashed in half by the windshield of this car, and I'm going to go under it to get the engine number so we can confirm it's this car. Like, every squeak and everything, like, he's like...
Because here's the thing, there's nothing to shoot. It's a car.
Well, yeah, and also, like, what the fuck? What's Sam gonna do? He's not gonna hold the car up.
That's like it's like putting your face between like a wall and an axe and being like, I just need to check the like number on the axe. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you can fight ghosts or not. There's nothing you can do in the scenario if it decides to go forward.
Totally.
Once he gets the number, he gets out quickly from underneath the car. Relieved, he hands the number to Sam, instructs him to get the research on all the previous owners, and leaves. Which
I do like that moment where he's under the car and it's like, you know, he's hearing sounds and he's like, oh, and then Sam's face just pops down and goes, you need a flashlight? He's like, get the fuck out of here! Like, there's some good kind of like fun brother
like,
moments
yeah.
in this episode. That's a fun little shot. I like that one.
I do like that too. While Sam is holed up in the motel studying the car's past, Dean hits the bar. Do you know what the bar was called?
No.
It's called the Green Dragon Inn. Yep.
The only proof of the brave and true comes from the Green Dragon.
If you don't know, this is a tavern in the Lord of the Rings. I was surprised you didn't pick up on that. It's very.
I actually
very
did
subtle.
notice it, and I just I noticed it last night, and I think I turned to my wife and I was like, and I
Eh?
was like, nothing.
She was like, "What? What?"
yeah.
Dean pretends to be a talent agent to hit on the bartender, which is,
Yeah,
fucked up.
yeah. It's funny that he you see him like reach through his wallet, and he's like,
Find
which
the
of these
one.
fake things is me
Yes.
as an agent? And he like gives the card. And he's like, hey, can I get a top up? You're a star. It's like, come on, man.
But he'd like it to top up.
Easy.
Sam calls him up and is annoyed when he hears the bar sounds in the background. Dean protests after being traumatized after being up Christine's skirt. He needs a drink.
Yeah, Christine, yeah.
It's a Stephen King novel/movie where an evil car comes to life.
That's right.
So we then cut to and Sam replies that he actually didn't, because James Dean's car was never. This wasn't James Dean's car.
Yeah, because the engine number doesn't match. I guess what did they say? The VIN matches, but not the engine number, and they trace it back and they go, the whole thing is fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We then cut to Professor William Hill, who's working late in the evening when his maid, Consuela Alvarez, stops by his office to tell him have a good night before she leaves.
And I guess that's a thing.
What, having a maid?
No, in the States, specifically having
Oh,
a Latinx housekeeper or whatever.
yes.
But it's also, yeah.
It feels weird.
It feels weird. I guess it shouldn't. It does for me for some reason. But maybe the thing I'm more uncomfortable with is just the having a housekeeper.
I mean, I have a housekeeper.
I mean, but it's not like you're not just here and then it's 11 at night. And
No.
you're like, I'm finally finished, and then you go all right, go home. I'll see you promptly in the morning because I'm not
Yes.
paying you less than minimum wage for nothing.
No. This person comes once a week when I'm not here.
Yeah,
so.
it's slightly different.
Yes. As he's working, the temperature suddenly drops in his office.
Yep.
William slowly looks around to find he's face to face with his idol.
I love. Yeah, it's Abraham Lincoln.
But it's not just
My favorite thing about Lincoln, though, is that he keeps growling.
Yes, it's
Lincoln doesn't say shit. He doesn't go 407 years ago, you dead motherfucker.
Yeah.
He doesn't. It's not. You almost expect it to be
Yes.
maybe kind of that level of camp, but instead he just goes it's just Lincoln growling at him.
407 fears ago.
Yeah.
Or he cuts his head off with garden shears and he's 407 shears ago.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna gut you. We're gonna call it the Blood Lettysburg Address.
Bitch.
It's like Freddy.
Yeah. Lincoln grabs William by the throat and pushes him up against the wall. Oh, then what happened?
Easy.
Which is soon splattered by an explosion of blood. That also lands on a framed copy of the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah.
Which is, it's nice. I like that.
My wife showed it to me. It was he has the Emancipation. I was like, it's probably not the original.
Yeah. Could you imagine? The next morning, Sam and Dean visit the scene, and Sheriff Carnegie is there as well.
Yeah, I was like, pretty open and shut.
Yeah.
Looks like this guy shot himself.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you found no bullet. There's no gun. There's no residue.
Yeah.
There's nothing. And he goes, well, I mean, when you put it like that, it doesn't sound like it's... It's funny because the last time we did a kind of cops don't know how to deal with this shit thing, I feel like it was the Assault on Precinct 13 kind of episode or whatever. And that cop was he was out of his depth, but he was kind of competent.
Yes.
And then the FBI, Henriksen came in, and then there was also the guys. And that cop but he was relatively competent. This one is just,
This cop's like cleaning his ear with his gun. Like he's
yes, there's strong Wiggum energy.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, wing me another one of them donuts.
Yes. So if it hasn't, if you haven't realized it by now, not only are the victims killed by famous people they admire, but they're also killed in the same way that those people themselves were killed.
Yeah.
Cal's friend hears a sound of a car crash and finds him impaled on the windshield, much like James Dean was killed in a car crash.
Okay, but sorry, quick question though.
Yeah.
Is it just that it's a car crash, or like did James Dean get like
I don't
impaled on a windshield?
I don't know. It's very possible
Oh,
that's
that's-
what happened.
Ugh.
Professor Hild is killed by a gunshot to the head, just
Yeah.
like Abraham Lincoln,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Yeah, but we searched the crime scene. It looks like he was watching a play.
On TV. I mean, I guess they have that. Yeah. Is it just PBS running?
Yeah.
The sheriff suggests it could be professional killers like Michael Clayton. Like one of those.
I love that he drops that specifically. Be like, I've been reading books.
I don't read some books lately, and
He's like, you could go look for evidence if you want, but like these guys don't leave anything behind. He's made for himself. You're like, of course I didn't find any evidence. They're professionals.
so good. Unlike me.
Yeah.
Sam and
Oh
Dean,
shit! I got a tea time I gotta make.
Yeah. Sam and Dean find out there was a witness, but the sheriff says she is making no sense at all.
Yeah.
The boys head outside where Consuela is.
Yeah. And thank goodness Sam took freshman Spanish.
Yeah. He is able to communicate with her enough to find out a few things.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Yeah.
Mi gato es muy blanco.
No. Sam asks her for a description of the killer, and she tells him it was a tall man with a beard wearing an old-style tall hat.
Yeah.
Dean mentions Abraham Lincoln, and Consuela confirms that yes.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln killed him.
Yes, President Lincoln killed Mr. Hill.
Presidente Abraham Lincoln.
It's pretty funny.
I love the look that the guy shares. Like, Dean's like, well, I was just like trying to describe what
Yeah,
you were
what a
describing.
stove
And she's
top-
like, yeah,
top
no,
hat, yeah.
it was Lincoln. He killed him.
So funny. It's very funny.
It's a good moment. It's fun. Yeah.
Back at the motel, Sam and Dean look over the evidence they've gathered. While looking over Jim's video, Dean notices James Dean's reflection in the windshield of the car.
Ooh.
Sam finds that William Hill was a Civil War nut. So Dean comes to the conclusion that the two famous ghosts are killing their greatest fans.
Yeah.
Although
But they're like, but why would the ghosts be here? Like,
Yeah.
the ghosts are usually like where the person died or something. Like, why are they in Canton, Ohio?
yes,
Yeah.
Sam and Dean can't figure out why
A
the
town
ghosts-
without a police force, basically.
Yes. I mean, maybe that's why. But they do find that there is a wax museum in town.
Yeah.
In the wax museum, Sam and Dean discover exhibits of Lincoln and James Dean, as well as Gandhi.
Yeah. There's Mahatma Gandhi. There's like other presidents.
Yes.
There's like a Nixon and a JFK and stuff like that.
Dean pokes fun at Gandhi, and Sam tells Dean that Gandhi was a great man.
Yeah.
The owner of the museum comes and apologizes for the wait. Dean asks the man if Cal and William were regular visitors, which the man confirms.
I want to talk about this guy. So first of all, I mean,
He's got real mystery spot energy, but
yes, it's got to be a tough gig to run a wax museum, especially not Madame Tussauds. You're just
Yes.
running like a wax museum. That's got to be a tough gig. It's probably not the most popular thing. But I love, and I don't know if it's because it's 2009 and we're sitting in a weird era or whatever. I love how they make this guy seem like ludicrously out of touch, where he's like, kids
Oh,
only
yes.
care about their iPhones and their Twitters.
No, there
and
was
their-
no iPhones. It's like they're like the internets and texting and.
Oh yes, sexting,
Yes.
stuff like that. But I'm gonna make wax museums cool again.
He also said that internet and cell phones and text.
He says they're a fad.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know, man. By 2009, I'm pretty sure we knew it was here to stay.
Very funny.
It's like, oh, buddy. He's like, I'm making a cool exhibit. The kids are gonna love this fucking wax museum.
So here's the thing. I hate wax museums.
My wife also said this last night while we were watching this.
I bet.
Not that you hate them, that she.
But no, but that would be weird.
Yeah. Richard hates these.
Yeah. You'll never know him like I do. I've been to LA.
Sure.
And I went with a girlfriend and her family, and they all went to the Madame Tussauds, and I did not go in.
Sure.
I stayed outside.
Is it like a fear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes me deathly uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah. I think I could do better with it now than I did then, but I was like, no.
Really?
Yeah.
So I should cancel the wax statue of you I'm having made for Christmas this year?
That I'll have fun with.
No, I'm definitely going to cancel it now.
No, make it one of you, though.
All right.
I'm making one of Dean, so I have a few ideas.
Oh, no.
I want art to come to life.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you had like a wax
I mean, it doesn't come. When would it come up?
I don't know. Thought we were friends. I thought I knew everything about you.
You found something else new about me today, too.
Yeah, guess we're not as close as I thought.
Or there's just a lifetime of things we can learn about each other.
No, it's because we're not as close as I thought. There's only like 20 things to learn about any one person.
Oh, wow. You got a lot of depth, eh?
Yeah.
So many.
I mean, I'm not sure I have 20.
He points out that that all of that they have items from the actual people in his wax museum.
Right.
So like which there's no way that this is true. That this like random wax museum in Canton, Ohio has Lincoln's actual hat.
I mean,
That seems pretty unlikely.
well, but I mean, kind of, but also I think it's more unlikely to think that Lincoln only had one hat.
I mean, that's also true.
Like, it's not like this is the hat he wore when he got fucking shot. It's
Sure.
like, it could just be any hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Fair.
dude was probably fucking made of hats.
But like, and like James Dean's keychain, sure. Gandhi's bifocal lenses seems unlikely. That's a man who probably only had one pair of glasses.
Oh, Gandhi, famously opulent.
Yeah, he actually
He
subscribed
had
to
like Elton John glasses.
he subscribed to Warby Parker.
Are you hungry for new glasses, for new frames?
And
Our shop will pacify your need for...
They also have FDR's iron lung. He also mentions that he is wearing Fonzie's jacket.
Yeah, seasons 2 through 4.
Yeah. So,
Which I don't think you're supposed to do
what?
if you're like a museum curator.
No.
Just like wear the shit.
Also, the Fonz's brown leather jacket, however, resides on display in the Smithsonian Museum.
Interesting.
The Fonz did have a few different jackets, and the Smithsonian has his brown leather jacket, but the Fonz did wear a black one, like the curator is shown wearing.
Right.
So maybe.
So it's not a continuity thing where
Yeah.
like somehow this guy got he national treasured the Smithsonian, but for the Fonz's jacket,
Yes.
not the Declaration of
No.
Independence.
So funny.
Yeah. There's a map in the lining of Fonz's jacket.
Just open it up. It says A. You're like, A. What is A? A what? Later in the evening, Sam returns to the motel room to find Dean on the phone with Bobby discussing the case, and hears Dean make a snarky comment about Sam's fault in the apocalypse.
Yeah, he's like, well, it's the apocalypse. We all know whose fault that is.
Yes. And
Which is pretty shitty of Dean.
but Sam does.
I'm on Sam's
Yeah.
side in this because Sam comes in and he goes, I got to pretend I didn't hear what I just heard. Dean's like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And Sam's like, I thought this was a fresh start.
They do play it like a couple that's like going through a breakup or something
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, very much. Yeah.
It's
Especially in a later scene where he's like, I don't know if this is going to work.
Well, he's just like you were on with her, weren't you? Like he basically like
Yeah. Who was that?
yeah.
Oh, what did they have to say? Yeah.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. So I'm just supposed to not hear what I just heard.
Yeah. But I mean, I am on Sam's side here. You know, like,
I'm not. He started the apocalypse by
I know,
being a
but
big.
Dean is. But it's not like Dean said, like, you can come back, but I'm going to ride your ass for starting the fucking apocalypse. He goes, I want this to be a fresh start, and then immediately holds on to shit.
Sure, but also
I'm hashtag Team Sam.
Oh my god.
Here.
Sam's wrong.
Oh no, Dean's mean.
Yeah.
Hashtag Dean's mean.
Yeah, be mean to me, Dean.
Oh,
Do it. Step on my neck.
easy.
Decapitate me like a vampire
Jesus, good lord.
with your steak.
All right, man. I don't know.
What? I'm talking about hunting. For puss.
Hunting dick.
Yeah. Sam slams the door to let Dean know he is back in the room. He shrugs it off. They pretend like they never had that conversation. Sam and Dean split up.
Yeah.
As Sam is collecting the items, he looks at the Lincoln statue, and the doors close suddenly, followed by a temperature drop.
Yeah. So, they're back at the museum.
Yeah.
Then there's the temperature drop. He's looking around, and then fucking Gandhi jumps him.
Yeah.
I kind of love this because this feels like a sort of fun supernatural we haven't had in a few episodes.
Yeah, this is great.
Gandhi's like on his back. He's like fighting Gandhi.
I like when he like runs between his legs and then pops up behind his back.
Oh, yeah, but like the Gandhi statue is still there. So you're like, okay, so it's not
The statues
wax
are coming
statues
to life.
come to life. It's not a night at the museum situation.
Yes, thank God.
And then like Dean comes in, and that's where we get the like, is that Gandhi?
Yeah.
Which is very funny.
Because they had already burned the hat, like Abe Lincoln's hat, and so they were like,
Well, they were going to. Had they?
no, I
actually
think
done?
they already had,
Oh, okay.
and then suddenly Gandhi comes to life, and they burn.
And Dean's like, or Sam's like, burn the glasses, and Dean does it, and Gandhi just disappears.
Yeah, but doesn't scream, doesn't like.
Yeah, and
burn
in
out.
like maybe the next scene or in this scene, Sam is like, isn't there something weird about this shit? Like,
yeah.
there was no flame out, no screaming. Like, we've killed a lot of we've sent a lot of ghosts to the void.
We know what happens when they're in agony after we've done that.
Yeah, we don't know what we did to them, but we know it's not nice.
Yes.
But this didn't seem like that.
Yes.
And Dean's like, whatever, it's done, it's good. And then Sam, again, very rightly, is like, wait, so you dragged me into town for this, and now you're just now we can't even investigate. Like, now you're just dismissing it. Like, what the fuck is this? Because again, hashtag Team Sam in this episode.
Sam does say that it was weird because Gandhi tried to take a bite out of him. He felt.
Yeah,
This is when that line comes up.
Oh, right. Gandhi tried to take a bite out of him, and he goes, "That's weird," because he was. And Dean's like, "What? He was what?" And Sam goes, "He was a fruitarian." And there's a brief flicker in Dean's eyes where he's about, like, where you can
Yes.
see that the show is about to go like, "Oh, fruit,"
Yes.
but then they don't, and he goes, Wait, hang on, fruitarian? Like,
Yes.
come on, he's only eating fucking bananas and shit. Wait, sorry, hang on.
Oh my God, I knew this was coming. This is the worst way to do this.
Just wait.
It
This
didn't
is a
sound good last time.
This is a good way for things to be.
No, at least do it on your phone.
No, just go with it.
It's bad. It's so long.
Please accept this sandwich as a gesture of solidarity.
It's upsetting.
My sandwich.
It's upsetting.
It's the Ghostfacer sandwich segment, baby.
It's not even like a jingle. It's just like upsetting noises.
Here's a fun thing. I thought I thought I would try and find out
Yes.
favorite sandwiches of the celebrities we feature in this episode. But none of them have one.
No.
Either
good.
because the sandwich wasn't a thing, or
That's
they
interesting.
didn't really eat.
When did
sandwiches.
the sandwich? When was the sandwich created?
Well, I'm saving that. We're not.
that's gonna be a lore thing.
Yeah,
one day.
let's see what the lore says.
We got 15 seasons. Okay.
yeah. But I did figure we could talk about what potential sandwiches the celebs.
So wait,
would
so
like.
Fruit brought this up?
Well, it's the closest. It's the only time they talk
You could
about.
just not put
It's
it.
the only
in.
time they talk about food.
could
Don't
just
tell
not-
me how to do my segment.
You could just not put
The segment
in.
everyone loves.
I think people are just being kind.
Kind of on board with this segment.
It's such a bad segment, and it's literally worked once.
Listen, it's gonna work really well next episode.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so let's start with James Dean.
All right.
James Dean, not really a sandwich guy, particularly.
So is that what the lore says?
Yeah, the lore says he wasn't really a sandwich guy, but you know what he
You
did.
know, in his Wikipedia sandwich section.
But you know what he did like?
What?
He liked a big plate of spaghetti with rich, flavorful tomato sauce. So I'm thinking he would probably dig, like when they do those, like,
you know, spaghetti, the deconstructed sandwich.
shut up. He would like, I was gonna say like one of those like chicken parm hoagies.
You could make that assumption, even though he's not much of a sandwich guy, like Wikipedia
Well, listen,
said.
he's not here to fucking, dismiss it.
Oh my God, he is.
Oh my God. Just think. He probably would have been less distracted driving if he didn't have a big plate of messy pasta. He could have been holding a sandwich, and we could have James Dean today.
You know what it would be though? Is you would try to like go back in time to fix that, and it'd be like a meatball sub, and it'd fall on
yeah,
him,
it'd be
and
like,
then he
whoop, whoop.
yeah.
Also, the idea that James Dean died because he was eating spaghetti.
When the mood hits you, ah!
Dean Martin now.
Yeah, whatever. It's the closest I got.
Abraham Lincoln, not really sandwiches, but one of his favorite meals was like corned beef and cabbage.
Oh, that's pretty close to a Reuben.
Like a Reuben.
Yeah.
Get Lincoln
Christ.
a
Why
fucking...
am I getting on board with
Get
this?
Lincoln this is a good segment, baby. Get Lincoln a classic Reuben. Get him some rye bread. Get him some Dijon. You get your corned beef in there. You get your sauerkraut or your cabbage in some way.
Sure, man. Sure.
Listen, you're the one that participated.
I know. This is my fault.
You love this. If you can imagine it, Paris Hilton
Doesn't eat a lot of
not
sandwich.
really like a sandwich person. Weirdly, she, in various interviews and things like that, she did say she like loved like lasagna and stuff like that, which I have a hard time believing. Lasagna is like the sandwich of casseroles.
Sure.
Think about it.
I think
But she also
lasagna's a
said that
cake.
she also said that she enjoyed like McDonald's. Burgers, the ultimate
was
sandwich.
she in one of those commercials? No, it was Jessica Simpson. Did she do one though too, like an In-N-Out-y kind of like eating a burger all sexy?
She probably did. Yeah. Almost certainly. But I found something interesting, which is there is a sandwich at some restaurant in I think it's in Sacramento.
Yeah.
There's there's a place called La Bonne Soupe Cafe, which is a French eatery in Sacramento, and they have a sandwich called the Paris Hilton. And it's got like kind of creamy, like a brie cheese in there and fruit.
What a missed opportunity to not put blue cheese in that sandwich.
Right?
Paris Stilton.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yes. See?
No, you got me.
At any rate, I thought that'd be a fun little diversion. Obviously, Gandhi, not a sandwich guy.
Is there
at
a
all.
fruit sandwich? That feels like an insult somehow.
Yeah, this guy walked into the bar. Real fruit sandwich. Jesus Christ. I mean, that's a John Winchester line if I've heard one. Gandhi, not really a sandwich guy, but
No, you don't need to do it as an outro. It's so long. I hate it so much. It's so upsetting.
Please accept this sandwich as a gesture of solidarity.
Jesus Christ, I hate it.
My sandwich.
that was the Ghostfacer sandwich segment.
If we're gonna continue to do it, can someone at least just make a better one?
No.
Just make
Or maybe.
Yeah, just
Or maybe. I'll never tell.
do like a song or something.
I like it.
It's just like, oh God, it's so like it just like puts me on the edge of my like.
I don't know. The people love it.
I don't know if they love the song. It's so upsetting. Thank you for making it, whoever did it, but I hate it. All right, just smoothly back into the episode now.
But yeah, that was an easy transition.
Yeah, to say the least. So Dean basically.
You're just upset that you participated.
I am.
You got in.
I hate it.
You're in, baby.
Dean refuses to believe that he was trying to take a bite out of him. Tells Sam to pack. He basically says that like there's I mean he's like we're done. This is fully done. Sam gets upset by it and he asks when he will be off double secret probation. Which, double secret probation is a reference to National Lampoon's Animal House in 1978.
Yeah.
Dean answers when he says so because they've got to build some trust. Sam says that.
But again, Dean, terrible at building trust because he's like, you're only back on my terms. It's like, that's not a fresh start then.
No, he shouldn't have said fresh start, but because Sam is not worth trusting yet.
But he... I can't believe that this is the site. You know what? I don't think this is going to work out. This is the Ghostfacers breakup segment.
Oh my God.
It's the exact same drop,
Yes.
except instead of the sandwich lines, it's like, I don't think we should be doing this together.
Yes. Sam says he knows that and he's really trying, but Dean isn't making it any easier. Yeah, you know what was really easy? Not fucking starting the apocalypse. You could just not drink blood.
I mean, easy for you to say.
Weird.
Grave Navarro.
He tells Dean that if they're going to work together, it needs to be a two-way street.
Yes.
Dean
Team
wants...
Sam.
No. Dean wants to know if he...
You've become the villain of this podcast.
It's what I do. But also, hashtag Team Dean. Sam's not ready to be trusted.
Dean needs to get the fuck over himself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me just get over starting the apocalypse, having an addiction.
Do you know what? Dean even says it later. He started it.
He started the
He
process.
started it.
He didn't open the door.
What's the difference, baby?
I mean, there's a pretty big difference.
Dean put the key in the lock.
Not everybody
Sam
was,
opened the door. They're both part of it.
Not everybody was telling Dean to not start it.
Yeah, and no one was telling Sam.
Everyone was telling Dan.
No one was telling Sam that the thing he was doing was going to start it. He thought he was stopping it.
But he was. Everyone was telling him it was a bad thing. Don't do the bad thing over and over for episodes. A season of telling him not to do it.
Team Sam.
Jesus Christ. Dean wants to know if he's suggesting that they go back to the way they were. Sam's argument is that their working relationship has never been a two-way street. Dean has always been in control.
Yes, also true.
And that's how they ended up where they are now, which is like crazy. And Dean's like, are you saying that it's my fault? And Sam's like, no, I'm saying that I went to Ruby to get away from you.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you are saying this is my fault. Sam thinks that it's everyone's fault, which is such a fucking thing that like a person who did something wrong says.
No, it's often everyone's fault.
Yeah.
Certainly when I end up doing something wrong.
Yeah.
It's definitely like not just me.
There are bad people on both sides.
Yeah. There's a lot of contributing factors that we aren't considering.
Sam says it's his own fault, but Dean needs
Back myself into a corner here.
Yes. Said Dean needs to let him grow up, for starters. Before Dean can respond, he's interrupted by a phone call.
Yeah.
They head to the sheriff's office. I got my gun stuck in my car again. Can you help me? I'd shoot it open like a normally, but it's the gun that's in there.
Nah, damn it. I left my spare gun in there too.
Yeah. That's my door opening gun. What, this one? Oh, this
Every time he gets in his car, he blows the handle off. Like,
This one? No, this is my can opening gun. Can't use the same gun. That's ridiculous.
well, boys, this is pretty open and shut.
Yes, my head scratching gun. No way. The head of the sheriff's office. They head to the sheriff's office, and this time Carnegie has no theories to offer.
As compared to the like rock solid theories he's been offering to this point.
I will say that we do know the sheriff from somewhere else.
Okay,
specifically Supernatural. He played Chuck Lambert in Phantom Traveler in 2005 episode.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sam and Dean head into the room to talk to the distraught girls. They begin to tell their story and reveal that someone took their friend. And who was it? Paris Hilton.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
God, this is 2009.
It's also Supernatural doing that, like, very, like these girls are like, I thought she'd be, like, a lot cooler.
Yes.
Like, I mean, it makes sense because they're supposed to be fans of Paris Hilton, but it is funny to, like, be like, do your best Paris Hilton stereotype. Kind of thing.
This is also like people in their mid-30s trying to do a teenager writing.
This episode is the guy running the wax museum.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Sam and Dean are stunned since Paris Hilton isn't dead.
So it's not even a ghost?
Yeah, like what the fuck is going on? Sam heads to the morgue and does autopsies on all the victims.
Yeah.
He finds that each victim has seeds in their stomach and has lost a large amount of blood, like more blood than the thing that killed them would normally have done.
Yeah, so like something is feeding. And
Yes.
Sam discovers that the seeds are from like a forest in Eastern Europe that's not even there anymore. He's like, these aren't even like trees in America. So therefore they're not trees.
Yeah, it is a Leshy.
Yeah.
So, a pagan god who can take many forms and in order to kill and feed on its victims.
That's right.
Yeah.
See the lore segment.
Yeah, appendices.
Yeah,
Lore
yeah,
section.
yeah. We're citing our
We'll put it again at the end.
Yeah.
Sam finds that the forest itself was cut down 30 years ago and that Leshy can be killed by chopping off its head with an iron axe.
Yeah.
Sam and Dean head back to the museum and begin to look for the Leshy. They split up, and Sam notices an area closed off for renovations.
Yeah.
Sam calls Dean over, and they head inside. They find the missing girl.
They head inside, but they kind of go outside. Like there's like an outdoor part of the wax museum, which seems like a bad idea.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you shouldn't put that outside.
It's great under that hot Ohio
Also, it
sun.
says like this way for renovations, and then it's just like a patio.
Yes.
with no renovations happening.
But I mean, maybe that was the Leshy doing that.
Maybe
And convinced the owner that renovations are happening. Maybe came as like a construction worker and was like, "Oh, you
well, yeah,
can't."
because that guy's a big fan of construction work.
Yeah. They find the missing girl tied to a tree and unconscious. Then suddenly, Paris Hilton appears and punches Dean down.
I mean, you could tell, like, there's a lot of quick cuts.
Yes.
You can tell that it's like we couldn't even like get the fake stage combat stuff to
Yes.
look right because there's like quick cuts in these fights with
Yes.
Paris Hilton.
She tosses.
And it is actually Paris Hilton.
It is. She tosses. I mean, yeah, appearing as herself.
Oh, sorry. Yes. of course.
Then she then tosses.
appearing
Sam
as herself. She
aside.
kidnapped our friend.
Yeah. Knocking him unconscious. Dean, still on the ground, looks up and sees Paris Hilton about to step on him with her heels.
Not her, but just the
People
action.
being stepped on.
Being stepped on.
Yeah.
I was like, that's all right.
Dean is then knocked out.
Yeah. Well, she goes like awesome or
Yeah.
whatever her catchphrase was.
Yeah. As if.
Yeah. I mean, now I'm the guy that runs the museum.
Yes.
Uh,
Totally tubular.
Scrubadooches.
You know, Paris Hilton's catchphrase. In the closed off room and disguised as Paris Hilton, Leshy begins to sharpen her nails using a rusty knife, which is such a weird way to sharpen your nails.
Here's what I'm gonna say because I'm gonna shit on Paris Hilton a bit when it comes to like how much they have to edit the fights.
Yes.
But I will say when they just give her like specific, because she's not an actor really, but like when you give her just like specific business, I think she actually kind of pulls it off.
Yeah.
The sitting and sharpening her nails and her own kind of like vaguely dead-eye kind of stare works.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like, oh, like she's like not even phased by like the nail sharpening thing.
Yeah.
I actually think that setup is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're playing to her strengths is the way that I'll put it.
Totally.
I think it works. Like I've seen other versions of where shows bring in like a random celebrity guest, and it's like way harder to watch than this. Like there's Paris Hilton is not a good actor, but I do think the show recognizes like what they can get away with and play to that, and it works for me. I think actually.
Totally. Sam and Dean, still unconscious, are tied to a tree. Dean is the first to come up and sees Leshy sharpening her nails.
Yeah.
Sam wakes up a minute after Dean. Leshy explains to them that she's preparing to do the complete ritual.
Yeah, she's like, I've been eating fast food lately.
Yeah.
We know she likes McDonald's. See the sandwich segment. But there's like an actual ritual. We learn that like in the old days, like my followers would like gladly fucking gut themselves for me, and now you fucking people, you used to have religion, you used to worship gods, and now like this is what you. It is funny to have the meta thing
Yeah.
of having Paris Hilton be like, you think this shallow piece of shit is worth worshiping?
It's kind of
And you
amazing.
kind of got to, I mean, I guess you got to give her a little bit of credit too for like
playing
be-
along and
being on board, you
Yeah.
know, because they are specifically taking a dig at her brand of celebrity, which now is also like the Kardashian brand of
Yeah.
celebrity and that sort of thing. And she's on board with it, like whether or not, you know, I don't know that that's like a full redemption, but it's like,
she's had a bit of a redemption in the last few years.
I
though.
saw a thing and I didn't know how much stock to put in it, that it was like she was kind of like putting it on.
Yeah, and then she's like
I didn't
highly,
look too deep into it though.
Yeah,
but
she seems like she's actually like highly educated, and she was like kind of self-aware about the whole thing. And,
yeah,
and then
Which
also
maybe kind of tracks with
Yeah.
stuff like this.
she also has like a ton of family like childhood trauma and stuff that she had to deal with.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Like
Yes.
insane, rich,
Yes.
like eccentric, egomaniacal family kind of thing. you know?
Exactly. But yeah, so now but since somebody started the apocalypse, she's decided, well, fuck it. Like, we're all going down. May as well pig out.
Yeah.
She describes how when she found the wax museum, she could transform into famous people and feed on their adoring fans.
Yeah.
Dean points out that she can't eat him because he's not a Paris BFF.
Yeah, and then he says, I haven't even seen House of Wax. Cut to, like, long cut of Sam.
Because Sam and Paris, like Jared and Paris, were in the movie
Yeah.
House of Wax.
Yeah. I really love that cut because, like, they give Sam no business.
No.
It's just like, it's like, get it?
And Sam's like, I like, because Jared's just like, what? Like, that's very much the.
It's a really fun moment. I like when Supernatural does that shit.
But Leslie tells Dean that she does know who his idol is. It's John
Yeah.
Winchester.
Yeah, and she's like, you know, big pile of daddy issues coming
Yeah.
up.
I'm going to dress as daddy for you. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just let me get this stop the steal sign.
Yeah. As Leslie reaches for John's axe, Dean breaks free and attacks her. Dean is
Yeah.
overpowered by her and thrown to the ground. Sam breaks free from his ropes and
Yeah.
runs for the axe.
Yeah, runs for the axe, chops her head off, and then we get like an actual shot of the
Paris
severed
Hilton's head
head,
off, yeah.
and then like a wider shot of the body and the head. And Sam's covered in blood, and he turns to Dean, and Dean goes, "Don't say it." He goes, "You just got your fucking bell rung by Paris Hilton."
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So among the numerous House of Wax references, not only do Jared Padalecki and Paris Hilton end up on opposite sides of the conflict, Padalecki even kills Hilton in this episode with a fatal head wound, just like in House of Wax.
Right.
So I think that's really fun. She's like stabbed through the head in House of Wax. Sam and Dean leave now their motel the following morning. Dean tells Sam about the call that he got from the sheriff. How do you make jelly and peanut butter? I know that they're ingredients, but how do they go together?
Yeah, what am I supposed to put them on?
Yeah.
Bread. Whoa.
Time for another sandwich segment. The abducted girl will be fine, and he put on an APB on Paris Hilton.
Yeah, which is very funny. That like in the universe of Supernatural now, like the cops are gonna arrest Paris Hilton for kidnapping.
Yes.
It's kind of amazing.
The sheriff does say that Danielle's okay, but has sworn off the Simple Life, which is referring to the TV reality show that Paris Hilton started.
That was her and Nicole Richie.
That's
right.
Yeah. As they pack the car, Dean tells Sam that he was right about treating him like his little brother. He apologizes for not seeing what it was doing to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dean admits he was wrong and Sam was right.
About specifically treating him like his little brother.
And about the other thing.
No, he doesn't
Because
say
Dean
that.
says, listen, you started the apocalypse, but I also kicked off breaking the seals. And Sam goes, well, you didn't know. And he goes, neither did you. You killed Lilith. Who would have known that would have been the thing? I think we're going to be all right.
He's like, but, the blood addiction was a problem. Like,
Yeah, I think we can just move past that. That's fine.
yeah, Sam's like, everyone thinks that you also started the apocalypse.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just as bad as I am.
Yeah. If anything, a lot of people think you're worse.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of great people, and they think you're all bad.
Jesus Christ.
Sam says that there isn't much they can do about being the vessels, but they need to stop arguing and work together on equal level to fight back.
Yeah, Sam comes up with a very Dean-esque plan in that it's not a plan at all, where he says, regardless of what's going to happen or what our destinies are, we just have to fight everything, kick its ass, and keep going. Go down swinging. And Dean's like, yeah, that's the sort of like vague non-plan I can get behind.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly the type of fighting he wants to do. At the end of this episode, Sam and Dean are leaving the motel and appear to be parked in the same spot that was used for a scene in the movie by the Twisted Sisters, Jen and Sylvia Soska, Dead Hooker in a Trunk from 2009.
So there's a movie called Dead Hooker in a Trunk?
Yep. Shot at
Jesus.
the 2400 Court and Motel in Vancouver.
Cool.
Dean agrees and pulls out the keys to the Impala. He looks down at the keys and offers Sam if he wants to
Yeah,
drive.
do you want to drive? He's like, yeah, I could take a nap. But Sam's like, I think we're going to be all right.
Dean says, where do we go from here? Which is, this line was used from the 1973 song Rock On. This also mentions James Dean, one of the famous people Leshy takes the form of.
Oh, interesting. That's fine.
Sam takes the keys and drives the Impala out. And this is where we get very superstitious.
Oh, I didn't clock it at all.
Oh, yeah. But also, they must use like a specific like tiny camera or something so that they could drive over the camera, because
Right.
suddenly the film quality gets like markedly bad at that
Yeah,
last
yeah.
shot, and like to the point where like it like took me out of it. I'm just like, what the who the fuck is this filmed with like a cell phone from 2009?
Yeah, a Motorola Crazer.
Yeah. Oh man, hell yeah, a sidekick.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. And that is the end of the episode.
There you go.
Time for our reviews. What did you think?
I like this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a lot of fun. I like that it's got I like that it, we get that like, is that Gandhi? Like, it's a little bit more the kind like quippy.
The Gandhi you're used to seeing on TV. The quippy Gandhi.
No, I don't mean the quippy Gandhi. Although Gandhi was quippy.
Was he?
Well, yeah, there's that whole thing where it's like, what do you think of Western civilization? He goes, I think it would be a good idea.
That's
it's like,
yes, okay.
bro had jokes.
Yeah. Fair.
No, like I like the sort of like, even when it's high stakes, the kind of like the levity in that episode. I do
Totally.
feel like it's been a little bit since we've kind of had that properly in there, and it's a fun side of Supernatural that I enjoy.
Yeah.
I like that. The Paris Hilton thing, I do think they play it pretty well. The fight, they do a good job of showing how powerful the Leshy is, but like it's not a fun fight to watch because it's all
It's not like the Gandhi.
it's
fight.
all close shots and quick edits. The Gandhi fight is like more an actual thing
Yeah.
to watch. Paris Hilton, there are limitations on the performance that you're going to
Sure.
get there, but again, I actually do think that they play mostly to her strengths.
Totally, yeah.
And even when she's like delivering like the monologue and stuff, I think she's fine. Like, I wouldn't say like, holy shit, I didn't know she could do that. But like, I don't think she's like taking away from it. If anything, if I was watching this at the time, the thing that would take away from it is I'd be like, is it kind of cheap to just like cash in on this that way?
Sure, yeah.
But like watching it now, I'm like, no, that's like, it's kind of fun. Like, I think it works, actually. The things that would bother me about it in 2009 don't bother me now.
Definitely.
In
hindsight, it's almost better.
Yeah, but you know what you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
right? Like if the show was still going and then they like did an episode where it's like, why is everybody dating Pete Davidson? I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah.
But then like 10 years later, I'd be like, that is kind of funny.
It is, yes.
You know what it like?
Yes.
So yeah, I think that works. I think that maybe the kind of weird pieces of it is that it's maybe like too heavy on the James Dean thing.
Sure.
We spend so much time on it.
Do we?
We get the whole opening bit, and then they have to go look at it, and then Dean has to go under it, and then Sam has to research the thing, and then later they have to look at the video, and he goes, is that James Dean in this one frame? We keep coming back to it, where the episode feels like it takes so long to get to the point of like, oh no, it's multiple things, and it's all tied back to one thing, but it's just like, here's the hook. We spend so much of this episode be like, is it this? and I don't know if that maybe like slows it down too much. Like maybe I think we could get one more thing in there. You know, like have the Fonz attack the museum guy, or like,
Sure,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
we kind of set that up, and then we don't do anything with it. It would be like we could have had like one more thing with a character we actually care about if we just spent a little less time on it. And also those first couple, other than it being weird to see Lincoln growling, they feel more threatening because we play the Gandhi thing for laughs, that he's like a tiny guy that jumps on like a giant Jared.
It's like a monkey,
right? And then the Paris Hilton thing we're obviously playing for kitsch and stuff like that. The Lincoln thing is only funny in that he's growling, but otherwise pretty serious. And the James Dean thing we play as full horror.
Yeah.
So I think there's like a slight weird, like they don't find the tone right.
Sure.
Because that happens, but we get the fun thing of like Dean geeking out about the car or being scared under the car, and Sam startles him. Like, there's the shit I like, but it's just it's a little inconsistent. But generally, I think this is a fun episode. I think it works. You know, the brother fighting shit is like a little like, God, we just got back together. But it's also, I think, 100% in character.
Yes.
That Dean would be like, fine, let's do this. You're like, actually, no, I'm not over it. You know, like,
because it's too big to just get over.
Because it's Dean and he's being petty.
Jesus.
Yeah, I like this episode. I think I'm going to give it. I think I'll give it a 4.25. I'm going to give it a 4.25. Rubens.
Oh,
Lincoln
okay.
Rubens.
Sure. Great singer.
Yeah, Ruben stuttered.
Yeah.
That's how many. Yeah, second place to Clay Aiken somehow.
Insane.
Oh, no, wait. Ruben won.
Clay Aiken also won different seasons, I think.
No, they were on the same season.
Were they?
Then Clay Aiken won and Ruben came second. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. It's literally the least important thing.
Disagree.
No, sorry. Yeah, you're right. The sandwich segment's the least important thing.
How dare you? I actually just found in our email, I do have a new theme. So next episode,
Jesus
we're going to drop a
Christ.
new theme for that, baby.
Jesus Christ. Okay. You don't have to do two today.
Oh, we do.
We got to drop a deuce today.
Yeah. I'm going to tie you to that chair, make you do the sandwich segment.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think that this episode is a lot of fun. I think that they do a good job with like the really broad, weird continuity with this thing. Like at first I was like, the car can't be alive. Like the thing didn't transform into the car, and then I forgot about the whole reflection in the.
It would be like fun to do like a maximum overdrive thing.
Yes.
But I guess that's kind of the racist truck.
Oh, sure. Yeah, exactly. I think, in hindsight, this episode is better because it's like the Paris Hilton thing. Well, like now that we're past it, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
It's like the Snooki thing. Like,
yeah.
In hindsight, it's a lot funnier.
Yeah, this episode would bug me a lot more at the time.
100%. Yeah. And I get why with the House of Wax thing. Like, I see where the connection is. Like,
yeah, it's fun. Why not?
Yeah. I don't mind it at all. I think the hook of like Wax Museum and the things coming to life in it, that's funny and it's good. Like I like it. I think there's a missed opportunity for some more comedy in this. It feels like like they're towing a weird line throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
That I feel like there's so many jokes they could be making and they're not.
I think the episode can't pick a lane. Like, is this horrifying?
Yes.
Or is this funny? And I don't think you actually have to change anything about the death effects or anything, but it's the tone, right? It's the thing we always harp on the fucking promos for. Is like, just pick a lane.
Yes.
Like, something will still come off as horrifying while being presented funnily or whatever.
Sure.
You know?
There is an interesting conversation to be had, which is like about celebrity and idolization and things like that. They sort of try to have, but don't fully do it.
Yeah.
But for like an episode of Supernatural, they do a decent job.
There's a part of me that almost wonders if it would be more interesting if in the sort of tulpa sense that like celebrity worship grants a celebrity power that like supernatural ability.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, enough people believe in them that they kind of almost get like elevated to like that kind of like minor deity thing.
Oh, sure. That's interesting. Yeah. We explain Tom Cruise a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I think I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 possible door opening guns.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how else are you going to do it?
Yeah, gotta shoot it open. All right, those are our reviews. But before we go, it's time to go to a note from a fellow hunter.
Nice.
Speaking
I
of,
left you a note.
Speaking of Sam's blood addiction. Speaking of demon blood.
Oh my God. Are we back on the demon blood thing again?
Hey guys, the accountant is back to talk about blood.
Yes. Yes, queen.
Dr. Christine had good information, and I'm not dumb enough to argue medicine against a doctor.
But
that being said, I am a man, and
that would be so funny.
instead, I want to propose that demon blood isn't a thing.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, it's fake. This is all fake.
Huh?
What?
What?
Yeah.
You can tell me Santa's not real.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That man you sat on his lap, that wasn't Santa.
Oh no.
Santa is real. That man wasn't him.
I see. Okay. That tracks.
Demons are spirits inhabiting a body. The body doesn't change. If being possessed changed your blood, then Sam, John, Bobby, etc. all have demon blood then? And how long after being possessed would it take to get back to human blood? Also, would that mean that Jimmy Novak and Anna Milton have angel blood? If angel blood were a thing, would drinking angel blood cure demon blood? I mean, wait for a later season. Or would drinking it be even more evil and make Sam stronger?
Listen, the whole question of how does a demon affect biological processes, just wait for next week.
I know. I think that Yellow Eyes was performing a ritual, and the drop of human blood was a component. A drop of demon blood was a component. None of the other psychic kids drank blood to improve their powers. They got stronger by embracing their powers and doing using them for evil. Even Andy, who was doing some dark stuff, like the sorority house scene, Sam wasn't willing to do this until Ruby tricked him into drinking blood from demons to use his power for good.
But is that kind of like what Ruby's saying at the end of that season where she's like, you didn't need the feather, you could fly the whole time?
Maybe.
Where it's like, it was more about maybe like breaking Sam than it was about actually accessing power?
Maybe. Sam and everyone else knew this was evil, and when he was embracing evil, his powers were getting stronger. The blood was human. It was the evil nature of the act that increased his power.
I mean, I don't not subscribe to that idea.
Let me know if I'm wrong.
Interesting.
Some other points on miscellaneous topics.
Okay, yeah. Hit me. So help me God, if there's a criticism of sandwiches, I'm gonna throw myself.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
First, I love the lore segment.
Thank you.
Reed obviously loves the segment, and I mean, yes,
yeah, of course.
And puts a lot of effort into it.
Thank you.
Yeah, just 5 minutes before we record.
It's
almost like he's married to it. But then Richard takes the segment and uses it for his own enjoyment right in front of Reed.
Yeah.
While Reed asks him to stop. It feels wrong. Maybe there's a word for this, but I can't think of what it would be called. He's calling you a segment cuck?
I think so. I think that's what's happening here. I think I'm being called a segment cuck. Jesus.
That's really funny.
That's grim as shit. Well, joke's on you because I am furiously masturbating.
Oh, yeah. I thought that came through.
Thought the mic was picking that up.
Yeah. Second, the establishment Dean took Castu in episode 3 was a brothel. Even if they called it a strip club, the boys are hunters. Even if they call themselves FBI agents or marshals, you are defined by what you do, not by what you call yourself. Oh God, no. Oh no, that's not what I.
Wow. I mean, I've been eating shit for that for a while, so
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. It's
I
a
don't
fucking brothel.
believe in the sentence "you're defined by what you do, not what you call yourself," but that could have some bad connotation.
I suppose so, but there is the existentialist argument that you're defined by action, not intent.
Sure. Finally, and this is controversial, but you are
Okay.
all wrong about Dean. No way he's a dom. He's got strong sub energy. He has low self-worth, and he sees only his value in serving others. In an upcoming episode, he mentions a girl making him wear panties. That's not dom behavior. And remember the 2-part episode where Sam has angry sex with Ruby and Dean makes sweet love to Anna? He's a sub. I'm willing to die on this hill. Again, let me know if I'm wrong. Sorry if this was long. You guys rock. This is the best supernatural podcast and one of the best podcasts in general. Dave.
Wow. Do you know what? I'm convinced by the Dean is a sub
Yeah.
argument. At most, a switch.
Yes.
But yeah.
At least simp.
Yeah.
I almost bought a hat the other day that just says simp.
Wait, like online?
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you meant like in town. I was
No.
like, where in town is selling?
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah, it was, no reason. Wow.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I love
Dave.
that. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, fine. It's a fucking brothel, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, you really ate shit for that. Finally.
Whatever. One time I'm wrong.
Sure, once.
Stop looking. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
If you want to have deeper discussions about Deem's domness, Sam's addiction, the blood, any of those other things.
Accountancy.
Yes. Yeah. General accountancy, doctorisms.
Yeah.
You can do so through our Discord.
So if you sign up on patreon.com/ghostfacers, it's only $1 a month, and it gives you access to Angel Radio. It's
right.
our awesome Discord server. Lots of people are like chatting and sharing fun SPN stuff that they love, or people following the new endeavors of SPN cast members.
The Winchester
and things
prequel.
We've been talking about the Winchester's prequel and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, and it also helps to support us.
So make sure that you sign up today. Also, if you want to send us a message like Dave did, about a note of a future or past episode and extra stuff that you want to talk about, you can send us an email.
Yeah, ghostfacerspodcast@gmail.com.
That's right. Or all of our various social media platforms.
That's right. At ghostfacerspod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Don't forget to subscribe on whatever platform you get the podcast every single week. It helps us out a ton. And if you want to continue that support, why don't you give us a 5-star review, and we will read that review on a future episode. If it's not on Apple Podcast or Facebook, we probably won't get it, so make sure you take a screenshot and send it over to us.
That's right.
Also, we've got merch if you want to join the Lore Whore Army.
Yeah, baby. I think we need a sandwich segment shirt.
I don't think we do.
I think we do.
I don't think we do.
Hey, flood like at anyone on Angel Radio,
Nope.
just keep tagging Richard for a sandwich shirt.
Yeah, I'll just make a shirt that says "Make me a sandwich, bitch."
Oh, I don't know. We can't have that.
What? It's like a thing Dean would say.
It is, but we can't have
What?
that
What bad thing could come
without
from
context.
that? Yeah, no, it'll say Ghostfacers Podcast.
It's got to be like the Michael Scott thing. It's got to say, "Make me a sandwich, bitch." Dean Winchester, Richard Eden.
Yeah.
Double quote attribution.
I do love that. I almost got that as a tattoo.
That's very funny.
But yeah, you can get all of that merch at ghostfacerspodcaststore.com. If you like what we say here, you might like our other podcasts.
That's right. The Dr. DC podcast. We talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC Comics. We answer listener questions. We talk about like the lore of superpowers and superheroes and the cosmology of comics and continuity and stuff. So if you like how we talk about that type of stuff over here, you might enjoy how we talk about that stuff over there.
And even better, no sandwich segments, so check it out.
Yet.
Say goodbye, bitch.
Sure.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.